Hey, family. I wanted to get on tonight to talk to my sisters. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to jump on. I was just sharing my stuff on Facebook. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Dalia, I see you, baby. How are you? How are you? Say hello, say hello, say hello. I know y'all know about walking up in people's house and not saying hello. I see y'all. You cut the volume down on my phone because I'm sure it's going to ring. It always does. It always does. Yeah. Hey, baby, I see you. I see you, baby. I see you. I wanted to talk about the fact that your silence is violence and talk about communication and how we can literally work through this and get better. Leah, when are you going to be available to do a live with me? Because I'm curious. I am curious. When are you going to be available to do a live with me? Because I'm gonna need you to go live with me, Miss Coach, Miss Life and Relationship Coach. I want you to come up on here. We gonna have to talk. We gonna have to talk soon, but you gotta let me know your availability. You definitely gotta let me know your availability. Hello. I see you watching. Say hello. Um, I wanted to discuss communication and I want to talk about it tonight because I feel like when we get into a relationship, if we're not in one already, I'll be intentional. Okay. All right. Hi, Shonda. How are you, baby? Hey, Lori. How are you? I see y'all. Okay. With making yourself available in October. Good. Okay, good. We'll discuss because I'm going to call you. Okay, sweetheart? I'm going to call you so we can set something up. But I want to talk about this whole communication piece because I really genuinely feel like, Lori, I see you, my love. I see you, sis. I see you. I feel like a lot of times we don't really understand that not communicating well with your partner can cause a big rift. I know a lot of people initially in the beginning, a lot of people say things like, well, I don't want to cause any problems, and it might be internal dialogue. It may not even be anything that you're discussing outwardly. And what we think or what we believe is if we just be quiet and be nice and be cute, and I'm talking to my sisters right now, if I don't say too much, then the relationship should work out just the way that I want it to work out. Well, that's not true. The fact is that when you don't discuss how you genuinely feel, you are literally doing harm to the success of your relationship, whether you know it or not. Because good looks, good sex, uh, good cooking, keeping the house clean, that's not going to make your relationship work. And so tonight, I wanted to discuss some of the things that can make your relationship work, but I wanted everybody to understand how, when you do not speak your truth, you are literally doing more damage to your relationship than you could ever do if you opened up your mouth. You know how when you first meet somebody and they say that they met the representative, they didn't meet the real person? Well, here's the truth. If you open up your mouth and you let them know who you really are, hey, sis, I see you, baby. There go my sister, my big sister. I love you. Um, and you don't open up your mouth, you're literally doing more harm to your relationship than you're doing good. You have to be honest about who you are, what it is that you want, and what it is that you need in your relationships. And if you really truly want your relationship to work, then you have got to toe the line and you have got to be honest about the way that you feel about things. And a lot of times we feel like if I just don't say anything, maybe things will work out because maybe I said too much in the last relationship or maybe I did too much in the last relationship. The other part of that, just as a starter for this conversation, is if you're not even if you did too much in your last relationship, but you're entering into an entire, hey, Teresa, I see you, baby. And you're entering into a whole new relationship. Here's the thing. If you bring your past with you and you're still afraid because maybe you did do too much, maybe you were casting your pearls before swine. People can feel that energy. They feel how, they can feel that you're holding back. So the best thing that you could possibly do to garner success for your relationships is to be open and to be honest and to be transparent with whoever it is. And if you're not in a relationship, if you are single, practice being open, honest, and transparent and authentic with the other people that are in your life. It then becomes a way of life for you, you see. So one of the things that I always say is I'm always talking about creating a safe space for your partner, but I've never kind of dug into what creating a safe space really is. Creating a safe space for your partner requires you and them to do the work together simultaneously. Like you got to work together, right? But when you get into a relationship and you do not feel heard and you do not feel seen and your words do not feel validated and you just met them, my suggestion is to not venture in any further. Because if a person does not have the capacity to hear your voice, to see your tears, and you cannot be vulnerable with them, and this is for men and women, they are probably not the person for you. And I really mean that. I don't mean that as an absolute fact. I'm saying they're probably not the person for you if they cannot hold you in that way. If you can't be open and you can't be honest with them, they're probably not it. Whoever you are, you have to show up authentically in that space as that person. Say hello, say hello. I see y'all watching, right? I see y'all watching. So, to create a safe space, one of the first things that you have got to do is you have to master self-control. And it boils down to exhibiting emotional intelligence, to harnessing the emotional intelligence, right? But you have to control how you deal and how you handle different things. I see you, Teresa. I see you, baby. I see you. And it is hard until you practice it. It's hard until it's not anymore. It's hard until you say, like, listen, I need for my life to change. I want my life to become different. And I'm making some decisions about how I want to show up in the world. It's hard until it's not anymore. And the only thing that makes it not hard anymore is when you keep practicing it. Anything you want to become good at, you got to keep working on it, right? So if you're going to create a safe space for you and your partner, and you want your partner to do the same, then you have got to master self-control. You have to be a master over your own mind, over your own will and your own emotions. Otherwise, it does not work. You have to say, I want this and I want to live this way and I want to become this person. And you make a decision that you're going to do that. The other thing is, and when you're creating safe spaces for your partner, for you, is you have to actively listen to them. You can't just like half-heartedly listen. It's like a no phone zone. Like me and my sisters, when we going out and we doing different things, one of the things we say is that the minute we get in the car, like somebody might call us and we might talk to them for about 30 minutes, 30 seconds to like a minute. And then we be like, okay, phones down, there's a no phone zone because we're hanging out with each other. So we give each other our undivided attention so we can talk, so we can get to know what's going on in each other's lives. That's what we do. And if you're on the phone talking to people outside of the car or, the restaurant or whatever, then you're not paying attention to who's in front of you. And so we try to do that and we try to create, like that space for us to just hang out and talk about whatever. It could be crap. It doesn't matter. It's our time. It's our space, right? And we're creating that. So we create safe spaces when we go out, right? So you have to understand that in order to garner the a safe space for you and your partner, you have to actively listen. You can't listen to just reply or to respond to what they're saying, what they're talking about. You have to actively listen to understand how they feel. So creating a safe space is not that hard when your intention is set to understanding. I want to understand you. I want to see what I can do to help you, to support you, to encourage you, to get through whatever it is, right? So when you're creating a safe space for you, for your life, for your partner, for your children, even, right? For your sisters and your brothers, that's one of the things that you want to do. You don't want to just, keep, letting things interrupt you. No, TV's off, phones are down. Let's completely engage with one another, period. That's how it works, right? So when you give your full attention to your partner, you're saying, I respect what you're saying. I respect where you are right now, and it's all good, and I'm here for you, and I'm here for it. Let's do this. Let's lean in, and let's see if we need to even come up with solutions, or you're just feeling a particular way, right? You all know how difficult it is to get a man to open up to you when they are in the middle of a crisis, right? And they're not opening up their mind, their mouths, and you looking at them and you can see that their countenance has changed and they don't really feel, 100, right? Um, you know when that is because you can read your partner's body language. After a while, you get to know who they are, right? And because of that, you know when they're feeling a little down and you know what it is that you need to do. Part of the reason why men do not talk to women and they do not open up is because of their fear of judgment. Their fear that what they say to you is going to be discussed with other people. Men hate that. They need a safe place. I did a live the other day and I talked about the fact that brothers talk to me all the time. You know why they talk to me? I don't necessarily know if it's because I'm a coach necessarily. I don't want to say that. But you know why they talk to me? Because they know they can trust me. There is nothing that any man or woman, for that matter, has said to me in a one-on-one conversation that I have repeated back to anybody else. And if I've even used their situation to discuss in my lives, nobody would have any idea of who I was talking about except for them because I talk to too many people from all over the country. So there, honestly, when you think about it and you think about what it is that you want for your relationship to be healthy and to be happy, it is creating an environment where your partner feels safe enough to share with you and open up. And in order to get them to share with you and open up to you, you have to create the trust. And you cannot, trust happens little by little. It is built over time. It is not just, boom, they're supposed to blanket trust you as soon as they walk into your life. Most people are not that open. Most people are hiding. Most people don't want you to know everything about them from the moment that you meet them. So it's very difficult to get people to open up and trust you. So once they begin to eke things out slowly, right? And they begin to exhibit some sort of true intimacy with you, you cannot judge them about what they're saying to you. You have to let the flow be the flow. You have to create a non-judgment zone. You also have to help them to feel safe because people, their worst fear is that if I open up, and I know it's my fear too. It's everybody's fear. If I open up and I tell them this, and this, will they still care about me? Will they still want to be with me? And sometimes they don't know if they can trust you until they've gone through stuff. I've had grown men collapse in my arms in tears, not because I'm a coach, but because they genuinely trust me. And they know that what they share with me is not going anywhere. And I have to create an environment where that I can be some sort of light in their darkness. And I can support and encourage them through whatever it is that they're going through. And I know that when you're in a relationship, that can be difficult at times. But I'm asking you to if you want healthy and happy, to create an environment for healthy and happy. The other one that I would suggest is that when you are setting your boundaries, that you set your boundaries respectfully. It is necessary to set boundaries in relationships. It is necessary to speak your truth. It is necessary to let people know, wait a minute, because you're looking for success in your relationships. Try to have successful kids and don't set up boundaries for them. Try to do that, and especially as black people, which is my primary audience. Our kids, we want our kids to be successful. We want them to do the things properly, right? I'm talking about kids, right? But in order to have success in that, you have got to set up boundaries for them. In order to have success in your relationship, you have to set up boundaries and say, no, we're not doing this. We're not going to talk down to each other. We're not going to try to hurt each other. We're not doing that, right? You ever notice when somebody is yelling and screaming and acting a fool, and you yell and scream and act a fool with them, that nothing ever gets accomplished? You ever notice that? I'm sure you have. Like, most people, when you get angry and you're frustrated and you feel invalidated and you don't feel heard, usually you get louder and louder and louder. And if somebody is feeling like that, they get louder and louder and louder as well. Like they start, tripping. They start tripping. And now both of y'all tripping. Nothing gets solved. My real life answer for that is to lower your voice. I promise. Everything I love. Lower your voice. If they're yelling and screaming, lower your voice. And you can still talk, but just lower your voice. Just continue to bring your voice down until they bring their voice down. Hey, Nicole, I see you, my love. My little sis over here, I see you. Lower your voice. It's simple. Because in order for them to hear what you're saying, to continue to have the debate, the argument, or the disagreement with you, they're going to have to quiet down in order to hear you. You can't argue with somebody you can't even hear. Then it sounds like you're just crazy, and they just, you're crazy if you're the one yelling, or whoever's yelling is the one that's out of their mind. And you just continue to lower your voice and lower your voice and lower your voice till they have to struggle to hear you. And then all of a sudden, yes, thinking about volume and tone, yes. And all of a sudden they're leaning in because they want to hear what you have to say about whatever it is that you're discussing. Right? In order to be successful, you have to learn how to do battle, right? And I don't mean that in the literal sense. I'm talking about you got to learn how to command what it is that you need without yelling and screaming, because nobody wins. And if we're going to get to where it is that we want to be, then we always have to be looking for new ways. We literally need strategy. And I promise you, if you pray about a thing, God will give you the strategy and give you the tools that you need in order for you to be successful doing whatever that thing is. And that's the truth. The other one is be consciously aware of your partner's nonverbal communication. Be aware of that. Because here's the truth. Again, even though a person's silence is violence to the relationship, even though that's a true thing, because when you don't communicate, you're killing the relationship softly. When you're not speaking your truth, you are literally killing the relationship softly. And that just is what it is, right? So be aware of your partners and be aware even of your nonverbal communication skills. Because sometimes you don't have to say anything. Y'all know how they say a black woman, like a black mother, give that look, and they give you that look like, if you don't go somewhere and go sit down, that kind of look. Y'all know we got a good, honey, we are masters of nonverbal communication. Can I tell the truth and shame the devil? Yes. So we have got to learn what our nonverbal communication skills are, and learn what they are in our partners and our husbands and our wives, right? One of the key things that needs to happen in every relationship is a person needs to feel emotionally safe. If I am having a meltdown, and can I be honest with y'all? I have a lot of meltdowns. They be private meltdowns. Don't nobody know about them. It be between me and God. Me and God. We be in here having conversations. I be in prayer, and then I got to shut up and I got to listen because I want to hear what he's trying to tell me about me and what I need to change or what I need to do within myself. And can I tell you that if your partner does not feel emotionally safe, this goes right along with fear of being criticized, judged, all of those things. They need a safe space in order to feel emotionally safe. And let me tell you what that looks like. That looks like we're going to have a conversation even if you don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm going to be forthcoming. I'm going to be transparent in this relationship. So that looks like, babe, I'm working late. I'll probably stop by the house when I get off at 8 o'clock. Um, I gotta run in. I gotta go check in on the kids because I gotta do something tomorrow, and you didn't ask. They just want you to know because they want you to feel safe in the relationship, and they're being transparent with you. That's also something that you should look for in a partner. A person that keeps you guessing is not a person who's really interested in you. A person that really wants you and desires you is going to be forthcoming with you and not leave you in the dark. So that's for all of the single ladies who are trying to guess if he really feeling you or not. Well, let me be honest. If he got you guessing who you are, what he's doing, where he's at, and he's not being forthcoming with you, sis, he probably ain't thinking about you in a long-term kind of way. And that's the truth. A man who's really interested in you, I'm sidebarring, but not super sidebarring, he ain't gonna have you guessing who you are, what you mean to him, how he feels about you. He gonna be transparent and upfront. He's gonna be forthcoming. And women will do the same. It's like giving an itinerary, not because I have to, but because I want you to know what's going on in my life. And your husband should never want you to be guessing where he at, and what he doing, and how he doing. He should never want that. He should never want that. He should always want you to know what is going on and never leaving you in the dark to guess what he's thinking and what he's feeling and what's going on in his life. And you should never want that, to give that to your husband either. And I'm talking to my sisters. It goes both ways, right? You should also learn how to be diplomatic in your relationships. Diplomacy in a lot of ways I think is underrated, because I think that a lot of people think, well, I'm just keeping it 100. Well, you can keep it 100 all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Do whatever you want to do. But if it's not encouraging and supporting your partner, if it's not speaking life to them, even when you want to slap them upside the head, because everybody had those moments too, right? If you're not encouraging your partner, if you're not speaking life to them, then what are you doing? If your intention is not to get up every morning, every day, and learn new ways to love your partner, then what are you doing? What are you doing, and why are you doing it? Because that is the goal. That is the goal. The goal is to praise your partner. The goal is to make your partner feel loved every day, right? And not every day will you do that. I'm not suggesting that everybody's going to be at 100% of their game every single day. No. But I'm saying that we need to begin to set the intention to be loved, to be loving, to be kind, to be supportive, to be encouraging. And by the way, if you think people can't feel your energy because you ain't said nothing yet about it or you haven't acted out, you're confused. Because I promise you, on everything I love, people feel your energy. You can't get away with it. You might think you are because you haven't said or done anything yet. But people feel your energy when you're holding back. They feel your energy all the time when you're doing things that you should do, and even when you're doing things that you shouldn't. People feel your energy, period. Right? So the last one, I'm talking about giving praise to your partner. But I want to tell y'all real quick about my Unlocking Your Love class. It is a class that is designed for men and women to find out what it is that they want and what it is that they need for their lives. It's a place for you to grow. It's a place for you to become a better version of yourself. So that when you do get married or you are in relationship or if you are already married, you can help to make your relationship better. And I know that a lot of people in a real way are stuck sometimes. And what I do as I teach my classes, I help people figure out what it is that they want and need for their lives and how to be honest and how to be even more authentic and how to live their lives full out and be unafraid. And so that's what I do in my classes. And I love what I do, and I love the success that I see in those that are around me, right? Those that are in my class. But the other thing that I wanted to tell you is to make time and leave space for you and your partner to always, and I mean always, discuss your dreams and your goals. Always create that space. Do a check-in. Sit down with your partner and have the discussion about what's next. What do you want to do next? How can I support you? What do you need me to do? And if both people are always doing a check-in, always checking for each other, loving on one another, right? It really genuinely changes the game. It changes the game for all of us, right? Because now you got a supportive partner and you can discuss your goals and your dreams and do things differently and even make your relationship even more beautiful with loving kindness, right? If you have something to say to your partner, if you have something to say to your partner and it's seemingly negative, one thing that I've learned and I'm learning is to sandwich what you want to say in compliments. So don't just say you get on my nerves and I think you're being a jerk, right? Say, baby, I really appreciate everything that you do around this house. I appreciate how you look out for us and how you take care of me, right? And make sure that I'm good. I wanted to know, can you help me do X, Y, and Z? And in this way, baby, we can spend more time together, right? It helps your partner to be able to see that you really do appreciate them. Men need to do this for their wives and make their wives feel loved, but women need to do it for their husbands. And speaking to the king or the queen in them is only going to get you positive results. Nobody should be yelling at anybody to do anything because that's not what's going to make a healthy relationship. What's going to make a healthy relationship? Hey, V, I see you, baby. How you doing? What's going to make a healthy relationship is when you show up in a supportive capacity, when you ask for the things that you need. When you say, I need this, and you're aware of how your partner feels, and you say, this is what I need. When you begin to be vulnerable and transparent, it opens up the doorway for them to do the same for you. For when you share, they begin to share. When you speak your truth, they begin to speak their truth. And when you do all of that in love, you can't miss, unless, of course, the person is just not for you. So it's about creating a peaceful environment. It's about creating an environment for loving each other and for creating and just for support and encouragement, period. Yes, everything is good on my end, baby. It is good. It is good. God is good. You know? So I just wanted to go over that because I don't think people know that your silence in a relationship is violence. Because you cannot win when you don't speak your truth. You cannot win when you begin to withhold yourself from the person that you profess to care about and want to be with. Whenever you start taking pieces of yourself and withholding them from your partner, you're doing the relationship a disservice. It's time for us, real talk, and I'm not trying to be funny, to change the game and get away from the toxicity that is going on out here on Facebook. Let's be about loving one another, caring for one another, encouraging and supporting one another as best we can. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. But it is time that we change the way that we've been doing business. You can't think that being silent is helping your relationship in any way. Trust me, it is not. But when you open your mouth, how are you showing up? How are you showing up? That's the question. So if y'all watch this on the replay, y'all hashtag replay, share this video out. Thank you for your support as usual. I love y'all like I love some cooked food. Y'all have an awesome and amazing evening. I'm going to get back to the comments that was made. I love y'all like cooked food, promise. Bye-bye.